Get your notepads ready. It's time for the Love Power Radio Show with your girl, Myss Meme, aka Meme the Great. Hello. What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Myss Meme, aka Meme the Great. And I'm eating candy. Sorry, y'all. It is July 3rd. Wow, we're already in July. Welcome to the Love Power Radio Show. I just had to take a breath because this has been a week. Lots of rain, lots of lemons being thrown at your girl. I've been ducking and dodging and all that, but so excited that I made it. I'm here. Today we have a special guest, Jesus Ortiz of Yarldy Media. We're going to get to talking to him in just a few minutes. But first up, you already know, I've got to know, how was your week? Jesus.
Yes, ma'am.
How was your week? Talk to me.
Man, my week was great. Just going, sorry, and kind of just like you. And I said no to the candy. And I hate that when I say no, and then I'm like,
I'm the culprit.
Oh, man, I need to have it. No matter what you it is, if it's chocolate or anything, I'm like, I gotta have some of that piece too. Like the tweet. No, what is that? Break me a piece of that.
Yeah,
there you go.
Yes.
Damn, I hope you had some of that. Man, I shouldn't have said anything. No, but the week's been good. I've been having meetings after meetings, meeting different kind of business owners and people that I'm telling them my mission. I'm telling them my vision.
Nice.
So they can understand what I'm here for, what I'm doing it for.
Okay, good.
And I love that. Because, like you said, you go through a lot of people. Yeah. There's some will believe you, some won't. That's still fine. Still got to run. Still got to keep it going.
That's it. And that's the thing. Regardless to whether they're listening or not, your mission is your mission. Your lane is your lane. Keep it going. Never quit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
You run your day.
That's it. Ooh, I like that. I almost said that a praise. Wait a minute.
The day doesn't run you, man. When the day runs you, it's over, man.
Yeah, it's over before it starts.
Yep.
And that's a decision, even because, and I remember reading something years ago where they were talking about this guy who was a mountain climber, and he lost the use of his limbs because he fell off the side of a cliff. And even after that, he still stayed positive throughout his life. And somebody said, well, how? Your life has totally changed. How do you do that? Like, how do you manage to go every day? And he was like, every day I wake up, it's a choice. Do I want to sulk? Or do I want to do something different? So yeah, you run your day. You have the ability. You just hit the keyword right there, man. Choice. Yeah.
You decide everything you want to do, even from the good all the way to the worst.
Yeah.
He's never gonna leave you, no matter what you do.
Never leave or forsake. I see you climbing over there. You trying to wait a minute. Should that be added to your list, Jesus? Wait a minute.
I was in LA, and then a couple of weeks ago, and the people were asking, so what are you doing? The other guy's like, oh, let's just guess, what does he do? And I was dressing out white and looking nice, and they were like, so he's a pastor. Yeah, like 8 out of the 10 people that said I was like, whoa.
Okay.
And then I started speaking, and I didn't know what I was doing. I was like, you are a pastor, right? Like, no, this is what I'm doing. It's like preaching and what God gave it to me, so people will know what I'm doing in here in this earth that we're living right now. And they were like, man, you can mix yourself with what you do, man. Just preach it out there, because you're preaching stuff, but you actually saying things that actually happen.
Right. That's awesome. Ooh. I love it. So my week was awesome, actually. Made it through. I'm a home health care provider, so I have one of my clients is an older man. I think he's like 88, 89, something like that. And so before I left Friday, he said, Mimi, come have a seat. And I thought, oh, crap. I feel like I was in the principal's office. Dang, I didn't do it this time. And he was like, so what all do you do on the weekends? Because I used to work Saturdays. And I was like, yeah, I can't do it because I come here. And so I explained to him, it's a holiday weekend, that sort of thing. And he was like, seems like to me that coupled with your modeling, you should be further along. And I was like, well, in the beginning, I didn't go in it straightforward. I kind of played with it. It was a hobby, and I left it at that. Now it's totally different for me. So We had that conversation. I was like, really? Okay, made me feel some kind of way. And then he was like, yeah, some people can be so direct. He was like, a woman with your stature can go and teach people how to dress. And I thought, okay, thank you so much. You're trying to be positive, and I so appreciate it. So it was a great week. Yesterday, I'm also an Uber driver, and so last night when I was working, um, as I was approaching to pick up a couple, well, some people, I saw this car who I thought was an Uber driver too. He'd pull up, he'd stop, he'd pull up, he'd stop. And then I noticed that he was following a young lady that was walking. I thought, okay, this is weird. And so once I stopped at the house that I was going to, he sped around me because she was still walking. Caught up to her. I saw him let down his window, and then he jumped out and ran over to her. And I thought, okay, really in front of me, right? So I could see in the shadows them tugging back and forth, whatever they were doing. My people came out, and I was like, okay, look, there's a situation happening, and if I see him drag her to the car, I'm gonna have to call the police, right? And so the lady that got in the car was like, oh, okay, cool. The husband was like, yeah, nah. And I was really surprised. I was like, dude, but what if this were your wife or your daughter or your sister? You wouldn't want anybody to try to help? At least call 911? I can't do the jump out no more.
Yeah.
I have stuff for me, but I can't do the jump out anymore, but I will give a description or a plate number or something. And I was in the position to do so. And I was just really kind of appalled that the husband was like, kind of let them be. And I was like, he's yanking on her. Like, are you serious right now? Finally, the guy ended up jumping back in the car and speeding off. And so the wife kept saying, oh my God, I hope she's okay. I hope she's okay. She crossed the street. And I said, well, we're about to find out. So I just pulled up alongside her, well, still on my side, and asked her, ma'am, are you okay? Yeah, I'm just trying to walk home. I said, okay. And I left it at that. And the whole ride, the wife was like, thank you so much for trying. You tried it. You checked on her. And still, the husband was like, It wasn't until we got to their destination that he was like, yeah, thank you for, doing what you did. I was like, man, come on.
But it just came out of him like, eh.
Yeah, I'm trying to get to where I got to go. And it's like, I'm not going to jeopardize either one of us. I just want to make sure she's okay.
Yeah.
If I need to call the police or so. But those things happen. And I've talked to you even prior to today, so I think I know what your answer would be to this question. But if you saw something like that or a situation that required you or you thought required you to help, would you?
Oh yeah, definitely. Mm-hmm. And it's good that you say that because now it's in a separate. We're like in a division. Mm-hmm. Like people believe like I should help, or like the husband said, you know what, let it be. Mm-hmm. It's not our problem. It's their problem. Mm-hmm. But in my mind, it's the same. I would think the same way too. But I'm like, no, because it's a human person. It's a human being. I don't care if they gonna, say something bad. Like that girl could have said something like, hey, that's not your business.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Just go away. And there's
right.
people go like that.
Right.
But it's better to just be upfront. And if you're in a position that you can call the cops and tell them the number of the car, then do it.
Right.
I mean, nobody's gonna hurt you. It's something that is coming from you. No matter what other people are telling you, don't do it. It's wrong. Never do that. No, because God is just putting you in a position that you don't know what's happened. What happened if you yanked her and took her away?
Right.
What would have done that moment?
And then I would have seen her picture on the news the next day and what?
And it would have been like, I was there. I didn't do anything.
Yeah, I didn't do anything.
And now who you got to blame? You. Like, I should have just made the call. Man, what's it going to hurt? No one. Yeah.
And the call is free. Because minutes are free now on cell phones, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. If your minutes ain't free on your cell phone.
I remember back in the day, man. You have to wait, 7 p.m. and you got 7
the free nights.
Free nights. I remember those.
Yes, indeed. Another topic I want to bring up is, and I don't know if you've been following this or not, but our modern day FloJo, Sha'Carri Richardson, was suspended 30 days from the 100 meter of the Olympics for smoking what they say is marijuana, but it's actually cannabis. And from looking at the interview that she did yesterday, I believe it was, the interviewer said, okay, but in the state where you were, it's legal. And she was like, yeah, but I know I shouldn't have done it. However, given the information that I was given in front of the people, um, that's how it happened. How do you feel about that? Have you been following the story?
I just saw it. It popped in Facebook, but
Okay.
I didn't read anything. I just read the caption, about that, and I was like, And she's a runner, right?
She 100 meter, and I forgot the other one that she was running, but she was running two.
Too, right? And truthfully, if she's in a state that they're letting you do that, I mean, what would be the problem with it?
Yeah.
I understand that she's in, a position where she has to be professional, so know when to do it. Like you should have done it right after you were done running or whatever. But it is the eyes now, because I mean, we're everywhere now that they're seeing you. Oh yeah, the half of the people are gonna be that's okay, and the other half will be like no.
Well, what prompted it was she was doing an interview, and in the middle of the interview, one of the reporters let her know that her mother had passed away. Her biological mother had passed away. And so according to her, she was like, I didn't know how to deal with that. Like I got slapped in the face with a reporter telling me that my biological mother is deceased. Now, because when you learn information like that, first of all, you lost a parent and you didn't even know it. Secondly, a reporter of all people in the middle of an interview. And I've been looking for that because I wanted to see the energy that came from that. Because sometimes they do stuff like that to throw you off, So that's what she said, in her interview. She was like, a reporter told me I didn't know how to react. And my thing is, not that I'm condoning it, but there have been other people who are still who have been caught, so to speak, tested positive or whatever, and they're still doing their thing and ain't nobody said nothing, but of course they were a different color, right? So, but how would you feel about that? Learning that,
reporter, right?
Yeah, reporter.
That's crazy. Yeah, man, and the reporter was like, what the hell, why didn't my dad or somebody in the family would have called me at that moment when that happened?
And my question, what I really want to find out from somebody, is if there was somebody there to brace her after that, because that's devastating information.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, regardless, shout out to her for even making it that far. And I really hope that, yes, this is a lesson learned, because there are strict protocols to being able to be qualified in the Olympics. So far, I'm glad that Nike stuck behind her. But I really hope that, it's a lesson learned, and that going forward, somebody is there to really sit down and hone in on how to react to, stuff like that, and how to manage emotions and stuff. I don't know. It's all a part of being human.
Oh, yeah. We all have emotions. Yeah. Man. Sometimes you're going to wake up angry, sad. You're going to be driving and crying. You're like, what the hell, why am I crying? Yeah. It's just us as human. God created us with all those emotions. So we got to have them. But you have to find a way to be like, how can I come back to my positivity? How can I come back to me? Because that's still going to happen, but I still got to go through the day. I mean, if I stop doing that, that means that the day is going to start running me, not me running the day. So I was like, So I start looking at videos or read of positivity, something that it gives me a higher calling of what I'm already doing. I'm like, boom, and it opens back me up and like, let's go. Yeah. Let's go ahead. Just keep on doing what we're doing.
That's good.
Because you said life is life. We still got to keep on going.
We still got to keep going. So after these messages, we'll be right back and we'll get into our guest.
Hey, it's your girl Lisa Dene, and I want to tell you about a product that has changed my life. Rain Premium Sanitary Napkins. Rain products are infused with a Nobel Prize-winning material called graphene. It's the graphene strip that provides the various health benefits that can improve your quality of life during that time of the month. Listen, I've been very loyal to a certain brand of feminine products, but I've never experienced the results I get with Rain products. The difference is in the graphene strip. Using Rain products has totally eliminated the painful cramps I experience, and it can also help balance your body's pH, eliminate harmful bacteria, and help fight fatigue. Graphene moves heat away from your core to keep you cool and comfortable. Ladies, it's time to upgrade your feminine care with products that not only offer protection, but also improve your health and wellness. Place your order today and receive your premium sanitary napkins delivered directly to your door. Visit www.drfcare.com to make your purchase today. And don't forget to mention that your girl Lisa Dene and Stunner Radio sent you.
And we're back to the Love Fire Radio Show. with our special guest here, Jesus Ortiz, who is an inspirational speaker. He is the CEO and founder of Kidpreneur and also a single father. So tell us a little bit about your background, who you are, where you're from, and how you came up with the idea of Kidpreneur.
Oh, yes. My background, I was born in Mexico.
Okay.
And I came to the United States when I was 9 years old.
Mhm.
And I still remember to this day, it was my mom was coming to Houston, but just for a couple of months to take care of her friend's daughter.
Mhm.
And she was like, son, you can stay, I'll be back. But I didn't have no father figure in my life. My mom was both.
Mhm.
So I was saying, no, I'm not staying here in Mexico. I'm going to go with you.
Mhm.
She's like, you serious? You want to come with me? I'm just going for a couple of months. You come back. You still got to go to school and do other things. Like, I'm not staying here. So she was like, all right. Boom. We came to Houston at 9, and we stayed here. We didn't even go back to Mexico. I just remember going back when I was 11. And that's the time when I met my dad.
Mhm.
And that was a moment of like, it's crazy. I have the vision, he's tall dude. And my mom is like, that's your dad. Up to you want to talk to him.
Mhm. Was it an exciting moment for you?
No, I was playing with my friends and I just went up to him and I said, hi, how you doing? Just give him a handshake.
Mhm.
And I just left. That was it. He was there with his other wife and other kids. And
Okay.
so I was like, now I understand that I don't want to blame or anything to him.
Mhm.
He did what he did. I'm not gonna judge him. God is gonna judge what he did, and that's it. But
it.
I mean, the stories and stuff that my mom started telling me through the years, and I said, damn, that's messed up. Like,
Is that what catapulted you to start Kidpreneurs? Or?
No, because I was at a younger age. What catapulted me was my daughter.
Okay.
Yeah, my daughter. When I got here, and the years passed, and things happened, and I got married here, and we were doing good. We were both working and stuff. But at that time, I had no mentors, no coaches. So I was seeing the role of like an entrepreneur already, but I didn't know how to do it.
Okay.
So it was a moment of like, I want to do this, I want to do that. And it was all talking and no action. So I was just talking. I got involved with the MLM network stuff. And then it was like I tell people, I don't work. You got to take action.
Mm-hmm.
So I got in that, and being as a woman, she was taking everything in. So the communication wasn't in there, like sitting down and talking. Like, we got to do this, we got to do that. So as a woman, she exploded. That the time passed, she exploded. And I still remember to this day that one time when we were together, she's like, we had a little baby girl already, and she was a baby. She was like, if anything happens between me and you, that it's crazy, I'm gonna leave back to Mexico and I'm gonna take your daughter.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
And I thought that was, she was like, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah, you just have to.
Woo, yeah, man. And the years happened, and that she exploded and left to Mexico and took my daughter with her.
Wow.
And that was the moment when I lost it, when I just was walking in the dark path. I stopped believing in God.
Mm-hmm.
And started working 2-3 jobs, and every job I was started crying, and I didn't know what to do. I didn't believe in God anymore. I said, you did this and blah, 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 like everybody goes.
Mm-hmm.
And somehow, some way, man, he found me again through to the time from another denomination of a church.
Okay.
The lady, a pastor, she came and I was walking somewhere and she just whispered in my ear something, and I was like, I stopped her and I was like, how do you know this is going through me? I was like, I just don't know. God was calling me to talk to you and say that you got to come to my church. Mm-hmm. I said, no. I'm like, why am I going to go to church? I don't believe in him anymore.
Wow.
It's like, can you still come? I was like, all right, I'll give it a try. Just go. But I'm telling you, lady, I don't believe in him. So, boom, I went in there. Man, when I stepped in that church, I started crying.
Oh, wow. Let it all out.
Out of it. But it wasn't me. Mm-hmm. It was my spirit. Now I know my spirit was broken. Mm-hmm. So I was walking down and I was like, I was asking myself, why am I crying? Mm-hmm. Like, and looking at the, Jesus Christ, I'm like, I don't believe in you. And I started saying bad words and stuff in the church.
Wow.
And I sat down in the front, and I went and sat down in the front, and I was like, all right, I must sit here because she invited me, and just to make a point that I don't believe in it anymore.
So how long after that did you start Kidpreneur?
The Kidpreneur thing was just when I started working at a daycare.
Okay.
After when I started working at a daycare, yes, went in there, I knew that the pay was not really good,
Okay.
but in my mindset, I was like, I want to learn from the kids.
Okay.
I want to learn a mindset from the kids that the
Mhm.
parents don't know. So I still didn't know that that was my calling. I just knew that my calling was to have the power of my voice, the power of my storytelling to help and inspire others, impact others
Mhm.
through having a show, and I did it and I still have it. And then through all those times, God gave me those signs.
Mhm.
So that's when I jumped in to
Nice.
work in the kids. So when I started working in there, man, it was amazing learning the mind of the kids, knowing that what they wanted.
Mhm.
And the number one thing that I learned from the 5 years of working, they wanted love.
Yeah. Wow.
They didn't want a phone or this and that. Yeah, they were like, yeah, it's good because we're kids. But they're like, we want our parents to be there.
Mhm.
I don't care if they take us to McDonald's, but they're watching us play.
Mhm.
I just want that love that we can be together enjoying our time
Mhm.
because it's the time is so valuable.
Right.
And every single kid that was their answer.
Wow.
Not a phone, not a new Xbox, none of that.
Mhm.
They're just like, I want to spend time with my parents.
Wow.
And they don't ask me questions. They don't ask me, what do I want to do?
Mhm.
I mean, I'm playing football here. I don't even like playing football.
Wow.
And I started just learning and learning until I just started, I said, I don't care if I get fired, but I started implementing to the kids
Mhm.
about entrepreneurship.
Okay.
And at that time, I didn't know too much about it. I still didn't even have this book yet. And I was like, okay, I started doing it. And the kids are like, what is that? What is it? And I said, hey, you can start your own business at this age. You can start, if you want to write a book, you want to start selling your lemonade, tea,
Mhm.
and implement it. Like, whoa, and they will start asking me questions. And that's when I started doing my homework.
Okay.
I was like, okay, I need to find somebody that is doing it here
Okay.
about entrepreneurship. And the first one, it was in Arizona. There were
Wow.
just two brothers that they started their books, the Keepreneurs book, and they started a Keepreneurs Academy.
Mhm.
And I reached to them. I said, I gotta reach them no matter who I gotta go through.
Mhm.
And we had a meeting, and I told them my vision. And at that time, my vision wasn't like how it is now,
Right.
but it was cracking in there. And they loved it. They're like, whoa, man. They're like, your vision is a little bit ahead of us. But I love that you saw us and that our vehicle is already there. We created the books, we created the entrepreneurship stuff that we're doing with the kids in Arizona.
Mhm.
And I was like, through that moment when we finished talking and the time passed, I was like, I gotta use their stuff. And I have to create something here in Houston that a foundation that I can help the kids learn about entrepreneurship,
Okay.
implement it,
Mhm.
so those kids can empower other kids.
Okay.
And not only that, the kids can empower the parents
Right.
to believe that those kids, their friends, can do whatever they want to do at that age.
And sometimes that the parents can do it too.
Oh yeah.
Because parents oftentimes get lost in raising the children. They forget or they don't think it's possible to do all those things at the same time. So, and sometimes adults do and can, snatch this book
Oh,
right
yeah,
quick, learn from children. And I think this is so cool. This
Mhm.
is Kidpreneur, and you collaborated with them, or this is what they do?
No,
already?
that's what they do. And I wanted to collaborate with them. So I told them, hey, man, this is what I want to do. But since they saw my vision was a little bit the same, but a little bit ahead of them,
Mhm.
they're like, hey, man, you can still buy the academy, use this, and, promote it and let them know that we're doing this over here in Arizona.
And this is Adam and Torrin and Matthew. They're brothers.
Nice guys, man.
And this is the book. I mean, it's so informative. It
Basic.
has, and you kept saying basic. And one of the things it says, take a break and play this game. Which dollar bill is different? And so it has different pictures of dollar bills, and you have to pick which one. You have to really pay attention and know what a dollar bill looks like and what all is on it. From the hair on the person to the serial numbers to the letters and everything. And then there was one when I saw earlier. It actually gives quizzes.
Mhm.
Advertising is a good way to get customers. True or false? When I was flipping through it earlier outside, I saw that it talked about investing in your business and how important it is to practice mindfulness, and has a lot of different information. So before we go further, tell people where they can find you.
Oh, yes. Any questions that you got to ask me, find me as Yarldy Media Network. Out of this, you mean YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn. What is the other one? Am I missing? Facebook.
Facebook, Instagram, yes.
All of those.
LinkedIn.
And then on the audio side, you find me as the name of my show, the Push Power to Power Show.
Okay.
And that's everywhere. Spotify, Alexa,
Hmm.
it's already there.
Okay. So we're going to take a break right quick. And when we come back, I want to talk about your push power to power.
Yes, ma'am.
Life is better when you are living on purpose, but many times we get stuck in the rat race and in the mundane task of our day-to-day lives, causing most to lose sight of their purpose. That's why certified life coach, inner healer, and business strategist LaFlower Bowie is here to help you get calibrated to your calling through proven systems, techniques, and resources. Order a copy of her book, Principles to Reposition, to assist you with your journey, or schedule a free clarity session to kickstart the journey. After these sessions, clients have stated they found clarity and opened their eyes to things they had long forgotten. So get social and follow LaFlower on all social media platforms at LaFlower Bowie. And don't forget to mention Stunner Radio sent you. This show was sponsored in part by Flat Fee Tax Prep and Services, offering quality tax preparation serving clients nationwide. For more information, visit www.flatfeecreditandtax.com. And don't forget to mention Stunner Radio sent you.
Awesome. And we're back to the Love Power Radio Show with our special guest, Jesus Ortiz. Okay, so you and I don't pronounce that name the same.
No, but it's cool because you're not the first person that said that. Somebody else said that to Jesus Ortiz, and then they just go at it, you know.
I ain't talking about your name. I'm talking about, how did you
Yarldy? Yes, it's Yarldy.
What he said.
Yarldy Media Network.
Okay, so he said.
But you're closer though, because everybody can say it. They're like, Yarldy? No. Yarldy. And they're like, oh, that's good.
Yeah, so that's the problem that I had when I took Spanish.
Yeah.
The lady was from, she wasn't from Mexico. She had lived in Venezuela.
Mm-hmm.
So she pronounced her Y's like you do. And that's how we were taught to pronounce our Y's. And of course, I never got that. But anyway, so tell us about your podcast.
Yes, man, that right there, it came with my story, you know, when my daughter was, you know, she went to Mexico and I couldn't see her for those 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
I started, like I was saying earlier, I started working 2-3 jobs, and I said, I need to do more stuff that gets me out of my mind, you know. So I started working out. I love working out on outside in the nature. Okay. So one day I was just working out and running around, and I stopped. And then I was like, I gotta have my own show. I like, I don't know, I just said it out loud. Even the people that were running, I don't know, that thought I was like, look at this kid, you know, stopping. He's crazy. And after that, I was like, all right, what do I do to have my own show? And I didn't ask nobody. I just started just looking on YouTube and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, there's people interviewing other people. I was like, I want to do that. So I started writing my notebook, and I was like, what can the name be? I was like, I want to have it with my name. So it popped in. It used to call the Jesus Ortiz Diary Show, Teaching for Success. Okay. And I started doing that, and I was like, all right, who do I go in the interview? I don't know any entrepreneurs and nobody. I didn't know anybody. So I did my homework. I said, you know, I'm going to take a month. I'm going to go to Facebook, and I'm going to add friends that they're having their own business owners, and ask them questions and learn from them. So after the whole month passed, I went back to them and I said, hey, guys, I'm about to start my own show. This is what it's called. And I'm going to start doing it from 9 p.m. to 10 because I was working. I had a job. And then they're, oh yeah, for sure. So I booked my week, the whole first week I was booked. And then after Sunday, I booked 3 months.
Nice.
And that was like, whoa, I got 3 months. And it was a hobby. I didn't even know, letting you know guys, I didn't even know about podcasts. I didn't know that even existed. Okay. So I started doing the show just visual. So I bought me a mic that was like $7 mic. So I had no money, and a little tripod in my Android phone. And I started doing it from my room. I just put it in there, brought a little desk and sit down and I wasn't even afraid. I was just ready to see the other people and ready to go and learn from them. Nice. And at the beginning, it was crazy because I was just asking questions. I was like, I'm going to ask them 3 questions, or they can give me their questions. So through time passed, the audience were like, this is a little bit boring, you know, and that's good because you need the feedback. Right. So I started asking them, you know, why is it boring? What do I need to change? And they're like, we really want to know about them, their struggles. How did they get there from point A to point B? You know, how they're making all this money now. And I was like, and the questions are taking the whole hour show. And I was like, so and then somebody else had mentioned, you know, how about you turn your podcast as a storytelling? And I was like, all right, I like that because everybody has a story, and that's why they're there because that main story created them to be what they're doing. So after I changed that, I had no more negative feedback. Everybody liked that, even myself, because I was like, the stories that you were listening to, man. Like there was one story that I don't know what happened to this guy, but I just want to mention it. He was like, we were together with my wife. We lost everything. She was pregnant. She was creating McDonald's. I had no money to buy her like $1 burger. Wow. We were living under my parents' roof. I was like, wow. But now he's like an 8-figure person. Wow, nice. And those stories are like that brings you that pain. That's like, man, he's going through stuff that it might be different, but nobody's story is better than yours. No, my story is not better than yours. Absolutely. You just got to take action no matter what. But use that to create something that you have in you to keep on going forward. Yeah. And I started going with the show like that. And then after, I guess, a whole year, a couple of years, I started following different people, Grant Cardone and all of these big people that are out there. And I saw a little clip of Grant that he said, push power. And it was 1 minute and 20 seconds. And I watched the whole minute. And I was like, right in there, I said, I got to change the name of the show, man. Wow. It's going to be called the Push Power to Power Show. Because he says something important. Say we all gotta push power to each other. No matter if I know you or not, I'm gonna push power. I don't care if my haters are like, oh, you're doing it for free. No. They don't know why I'm doing it, but I'm still gonna push power to them. Even if I'm running ads on myself and wasting money on me, I'm still pushing that person. Why? Because they're gonna see that you're doing that. Who's this kid doing that? Let me see what he's doing. Let me help you. Let me collaborate with him. So at the beginning, that's what I was doing. I was grabbing other people and I was talking about them. I did a show and they started putting their own commercials, their video, and I started being creative. And then I'll send them that video. And they were like, whoa, they were all excited. Thank you. Can we be in the podcast? And like, definitely. And then through there, all of the podcasts that I have now, it's small business owners, helping them, have that voice, have that power within their story. Through my podcast.
And that's what I liked about, we had the conversation the other day. When you were talking about telling the story of how they got there or how they pushed through, because oftentimes, especially in media now, media will show the end, or you see the end, you see them on top, you don't see, a lot of times they are required to cut their story short, so to speak, and only tell, I'm here now, I'm at the top, but you didn't start that way. Some people like Steve Harvey talks about how he slept in his car, and some people how he talks about even how he lost. I think he said one time I lost everything 2 or 3 times.
Yep, he did.
So and I feel that's very important for people to see and hear, because I've talked to people who, you got this and you got that. Yeah, but I had to get through something to get there. Oftentimes people are always talking about, they want to get the bag, but are you willing to do the work? You're going to have to go through some things and shed some things to get that bag. Are you ready for that journey?
Not everybody's ready for that, man. And I tell everybody, not everybody was built to be an entrepreneurship or have a business. You can still work for somebody, still build your wealth for working somebody, but you got to think differently on that box. You have to think differently in that box, because everybody's working. I have friends that they love what they work, and I was like, do you use your voice? What do you mean use your voice? Do you tell the owner, not the general manager, whoever owns that restaurant that you work, that they don't, that to them to not see you as an employee, to them see you that you want to be there much more, that I want to invest on if it's McDonald's or whatever it is, I want to invest here. I want to have my own McDonald's. I want to, have my little empire to working through it. Right. And they were like, huh. And then their mind is not there. They're like, oh, why would I want to talk to them? Yeah. They don't even have the time. Yeah. Or they're going to say no. No, man, you're already thinking negative. You're already pushing that negativity.
And I tell you, that was me. Way back when I was a bank teller back in the early 90s. And my manager that I had was very outspoken, very direct. And our general manager was coming. And so everybody was all up in arms. It was only like 6 tellers. It was a really small branch. And most of the tellers, I was nervous. I was like, the general manager's coming. We better act right. Get stuff together, because they come through a lot of times when they come to see who they can cut. And so when she came in, we were like, okay, he's going to be here today. And we were like, okay, why aren't you nervous? And she said, because he put on his pants like I do. And And I was like, wow, you know what? You're absolutely correct. And she said, why am I going to be nervous? He's a human just like I am. Hopefully he puts on his pants just like I do, one leg at a time. And oftentimes we build those ideas of people who have titles. They don't have time. They're not looking at us. And some actually aren't, right? They don't want to see you prosper. I have a supervisor like that, and I can't wait to give him a pink slip. But, and then you have those who don't mind saying, hey, I see you over there working hard. What else do you want to do? Let me see how I can help you. And you're not going to know that, though, if you don't have the conversation.
You don't ask.
Yeah.
And I always tell people, they need no stupid question. And you're not alone.
That's it.
We all went through it. I tell them my story even before that. Like, I used to not be this. Like, people tell me, I don't know, like the people that really know me say, I don't even believe that you have a show. Because they know me when I was younger, it's like, I was shy. I wouldn't even talk to girls. I was stuttering. No. They will push me to be like, hey, you need to meet this girl.
Yeah, we talked a good hour the other day. Wait a minute.
I know, but because I changed. When I started working at a restaurant business, that's when everything changed. Because my friend gave me the job. I was 18, and he's like, my mom was like, you need help on the house. And I was like, well, he actually find me a job, but I'm not really talkative, so how am I going to do it here? Mm-hmm. So they gave me a chance. They said, come in and train on the weekend, girl. Mm-hmm. And that back in the day when the restaurant was super busy. Mm-hmm. Man, I got home. I remember that Friday. My mom's like, man, so how much you like it? You going back? I was like, oh, hell no. My legs hurt. And I was like, what do you mean your legs? It was packed. There was a big line. It was nuts. I was like, And I don't even talk too much. I'm like, how am I going to do this? Yeah. So I went the second day to train. Mm-hmm. And the Sunday, the owner sat down with me and says, like, do you like it? And I told her, not really, because I'm not really good talkative. Would you like to give it a chance? You know what? Well, yeah. So I said yes. They gave me the job because of my friend knew him. And then they gave me one boot. Mm-hmm. And then when I saw that boot, I didn't even know I had that mentality. I was like, that's my business. That boot is mine. Mm-hmm. How can I create something out of that boot and create some version of me to actually not be afraid of talking?
Right.
And I was like, who's talking? Who's telling me all this? It was my own self telling me this, right? So I started with that boot, and I started creating stories at that time when I didn't even know about the storytelling, none of that. I started creating stories of me when I came here to Mexico, from Mexico to here, when I went to school, all of the stuff, stories that they were true. And then I started creating stories that they were fake, but I made the people happy and smile. Nice. So they were happy and smile, and they wanted me to attend them. Mm-hmm. So after I went around like that, I started getting 2 tables, 3 tables, until I like 8, and the smoke inside. So I got really better at that, and then I got better, in every single way on aspects on the communication side, and I started moving up. And that's what I went to college to study the restaurant management, but I dropped that because I said college is not for me. It's not for everybody. That's when I jumped in to the restaurant. That's when my friend found that for me, and then I actually got to run a restaurant after all those years that I learned that, and that was my wish. I said this is one of my dreams, to run and learn the mentality of how to run a restaurant. And it was hard, man. Running a restaurant is tough. Yeah. I had no life. But this is the important thing, man. In that part of my life, I was an alcoholic. I was drinking from Sunday to Sunday. Wow. Because the owner became a really good friend. The bar was my friend. You don't hear nobody say, hey, that bar is my friend. I finished my day, bar, drink, whatever, pour it up. And then from there, like, where do I go? What is next? Bars. Then after the bars, cantinas, after our parties. Wow. And then going back to work the next morning to open up at 9 a.m. Still drunk, smelling like liquor, and still working. And it's sad to know that I was doing that every day. Yeah. But I was still 10xing my money. No matter that I was drunk, I was still doing the right thing. But it was wrong. Be smelling like liquor. And I would tell the people, oh man, I just got from the club and stuff. I was telling them the truth. And they loved those stories. They were like, damn, so they would tell, you're not tired? Yeah, but man, don't worry about that. I said, what you want? Blah, blah, blah. And we started, and they loved it. Wow. That it was to the point that what's it called? The menu, I knew it from memory. By heart, that I already knew that the people that came to me, I already ordered their food. So when they sit down, the food was coming. And they were like, how do you know that we were going to get this? Just no.
Yeah.
Like I built that relationship, and through that, now I know. Like I go back in time, and I'm like, that's funny because I built a community there in the restaurant, and those people love me, and they will bring me cake on my birthday. They'll give me tickets to go whatever, and they will bring stuff to my mom.
And what's great about that is everything you went through, it helped you to stop stuttering. It helped you learn how to build rapport and build relationships with people. So now when you go forth and you're having these meetings and you're looking for people to support what you do, you know how to approach, and it's not, oh my God, what am I going to say? This is cold market. I don't know this person, as opposed to warm market, somebody you know. It's a no-brainer.
Oh, yes.
You know, so everything you go through in life is and will help you later on in life. Right? Agreed?
Oh, yeah, it's a journey, man.
Nice.
I love it.
And I know you said something earlier about using it's your voice. And I know that's one of your goals for Kidpreneur. What are some of your other goals, and where do you want to see Kidpreneur? Where you want to take it?
Man, I want to take this far that the vision grows not only with me, but with around the kids, that the kids going to be on in the foundation. You know, they're going to get a part of the foundation. And also as an adults, we're out there to support them, keep on teaching them. And the next step, you know, create our own book. Okay. And then not only create a book, but create mini series like Netflix of the kids. Okay. And then you never know, we can put that in Netflix as a documentary or something like that. Yeah. Create something like that it's gonna not only help me, but it's gonna help the kids and empower other kids. And through the podcast, that's what I want to do too. Create mini little podcasts with my name, the Push Power Show. Okay. Where people can buy the license of it and they can use everything, all my collaborations, everybody that I met, and they're gonna have their own producer just like her, like that, boom, and making it happen. Nice. And the kids can go there and bring other kids and empower other kids through, and teach them. Yeah, because they have that voice. Nice. They have that voice.
So, who are your ambassadors?
Oh, the little kids, man, the G boys.
You gotta talk about them.
Those guys, man, the G boys and their parents. God bless them. I know they're watching right now because I got invited to go there. There was a book thing today, so it was in Pearland. So I was gonna go to that, but I said I need to do the show. So she tagged me on it because they're over there. Nice. And they were gonna perform in there. So. I remember the first time I saw them, I was like, whoa, these kids just have it in them. Like, they're singing and they have their own event about bullying. They create this. And I was like, they're doing a lot of things. Nice. And they're young. And I said, I got to talk to the parents. Like, how's it going? And I spent time with the parents and Tony and G and Mr. David. And they're like, no, man, we're teaching them all what we know. All what we're learning about how to have their DBA, the LLC, open their bank account, like everything that the book said. And I was like, this is amazing. Like, I want to be a part of it. And I just told them, I want to do something. At that time, I didn't even know about this, the Kidpreneur stuff. Like, I want to do something like this. I still haven't structured it. You know, they're like, yeah, cool. So I started, she invited me to the events, and I'm one of the speakers when they do the bullying events. Okay. So I know there's one coming up in August. Okay. I think it's the 4th or the 5th one already. Oh, nice. And those are amazing because you go out there and the community comes in, the cops that they're doing a lot of great things for the community. A lot of people do that. And they are the ones involved in that. They're the ones that created the bullying event. Nice. So when I saw that and when I knew the structure, I told their mom, you know, let's put these kids as ambassadors. The G boys are the ones that are going to be empowering other kids because they are already doing it. They already know. They're already buying their own clothes. They're not asking you for money. Their shoes and everything. Like when I ask them, man, look at those shoes. Yeah, I buy them. My mom didn't have to buy this. Nice. And they know it's like, I don't waste that much because I really want to invest this money. I don't know how yet or where, but I like doing what we're doing. Nice. And the good thing is that the dad said, you never know, maybe 2 years from now, they don't want to sing no more. Right. And they want to join something else. And to me, that's perfectly fine because I build them to know what is a business, how to communicate, how to build a community. So if they move wherever they're at, I'm there behind them. Nice. And I was that's like, awesome. Man.
I'd love to see parents standing behind their children in their endeavors. And so you have to keep me posted on that. Because if they're looking for a child host, I think I know a couple of them that might be interested.
Oh yeah, I'll definitely connect you to
Yeah, that'd be nice. I would love to get in on that. and see if I can pull in a child host or two for you guys, because that would be awesome to be primarily run by the children.
By the children, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Let them do that and let them do what they do.
Yeah.
And so before we get out of here, because it's almost the end of the hour, what I normally do at the end of the show is give what I call a love notes. And it's just, show a little love, give a little something for people to think about, to chew on for the next week. What if you had one or two things, only one or two, Jesus, to tell people, what would they be? What would it be?
Two positive things?
Two positive things. You got it covered.
I know, but you like one or two things sound like my mind is like,
you can do one. That's okay.
I say never give up.
Mm-hmm.
Always keep yourself, your faith strong.
Yeah.
Believing in you always. No matter what it is, the left or the right or the middle are telling you, and no matter what path you take, I always tell people, no matter what path you take, it doesn't really matter. You're building that path of what God already created for you. But you are here as a human being, you have to keep on going and making that decision of what you're gonna make. Mm-hmm. It don't matter if it's positive or negative, but always believe in you, always surround yourself with those people that are actually gonna believe you and put you in front of others that really gonna help you.
That's it.
Because we live so they won't see that negativity at home. Daddy hitting mom hitting dad, or whatever it is going on, but they got a way out.
Yeah.
And that we're going to be there for them to help them out.
That's it. I love it. And I'm going to touch back on something you said earlier when you said about getting started, how you got your podcast started, how you said, I just bought a little $7 mic and I set it up. And that's huge.
Yeah.
Because so often people will see us doing things or see people doing things. Oh, I ain't got money for that. $7 mic and a cell phone is what it took to get started. So my love note to you is, if you have something, an idea or a hunger to get something started, start where you are. Just start, use what you have and start where you are and build from there.
You start.
Just start. Nike said it best. Just do it.
Yeah. And they see me sometimes like, oh man, you got the good mics and you got the nice computer and all that. I didn't start it like that, man. Yeah. I started with that little mic, and I still have that mic. I'm gonna set it up and put it in a little box to know that that's how I started.
Absolutely.
That's how I started. Because I was about to throw it away, and somebody said, "No, that's the one you started with. That's the one you use your voice to collect and build your community. Don't throw that away."
That's gonna be nice, especially if you can engrave it or something.
Engrave that. That's what I want to do. Engrave it and be like, "This is how I start." And that's how I'm going around and teaching people, starting the podcast from zero. Mm-hmm. Like how I started.
And before we go, tell them again how they can find you.
Oh yes, find me at Yarldy Media. YERALDY. So it's YERALDY, Yarldy Media Network, and all of social media. And on the audio side of the podcast is the Push Power to Power show. Nice. And don't forget to give me feedback, because I want that. Put feedback, any questions, put it there. Because I will definitely go back and see it, and I would go answer it back.
Okay. Do you have any events or anything coming up?
I know that there's an event coming up for the first launch party for the Kidpreneurs Foundation, and we're still looking at the day, but I put the day for July the 27th because it's a special day. That's my daughter's birthday. Okay. And she's turning 9. But you will definitely know the day, because I'm going to be posting all of that stuff to social media. Nice. So, because if you're there and watching this, I want to invite you to this. Okay. So y'all can come. Okay. Awesome. Thank you so much for coming out and hanging with me today. It was a joy to have you here. And to my people, happy Crown Day. I learned that from listening to the Lisa Dene live show. I didn't know it was Happy Crown Day, and that they're trying to pass a bill to actually disallow companies to discriminate against us for wearing our natural hair. So, which is huge, but it's like, why we gotta have a bill, y'all? Why it's gotta be, I ain't understanding that. But if you see it come up, look for it. If there's a petition or whatever, help get it passed, because I have been a part of that when I was a teller. Again, thankfully, my branch manager was one of those ballsy type women.
And when I did get braids, and I was the only black teller there, it was in an old white neighborhood, and somebody came in and was like, you know, they went to her immediately and talked about how offended they were. And she was like, why? It's hair, it's clean, it's neat. Did it jump out at you? You know, she was very ballsy and very like, you know, I'm sorry, if you're going to have a problem with it, you're just going to have to go to another branch. You know, so, and it's been going on for years. You know, this started way back when they wouldn't allow us to be in performances and such. And I don't know if you've ever watched old movies, how they would relax their hair and the stuff that they use to dye, how it would burn them to straighten their hair to fit in, you know. So this has been going on for a while. It's sad that it's going to take a bill for us to be able to wear our natural hair, but it is what it is. So make sure you go and do what you got to do to make it happen. It's your girl, Myss Meme, aka Meme Great. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget you can watch all of our replays on Summer Radio YouTube channel, or you can catch me at the Love Power Radio Show on Instagram and Facebook. Until next week, love ya. Mwah.